Oh, hey, hi, hello, welcome on in. We're gonna go around the room and introduce who we're playing this evening, and do a bit of a recap on where we had left off. We'll go ahead and start with Warren.
Hi, I'm Warren. I am playing Marlowe in the Scooby Gang. I would be Scooby Doo, unfortunately.
Next up,
Hi, I'm Justin. I'll be playing Dom,
why am I here?
the concierge to Baron Hartmore.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'll be
Make
playing
you
Vincent,
Daphne.
or Arla Sombra, and probably Shaggy.
And I'm Ian. I'll be playing Riley, Baron Riley Hartmore, the Toreador. Who I'm torn. Am I Fred? Am I Daphne?
Riley would be Daphne.
There we go. Okay, cool. I didn't want to. That's what I thought. I just didn't want to assume and have y'all be
I'm just,
like, really.
I think Fred just because the ascot.
Yeah,
You know what? I think
pretty fun.
I think they're a ship. It's like Frafney or
There we go. Yeah.
Ed.
Daphne.
I'm here for it. I'll allow it.
If you're going to do that, though, go with Dread instead of Frafney.
It's me, Dread.
based off of
No,
I
not
like
spelled-
Frafney
episode,
better.
could be true.
It's not spelled like that. It's a different thing.
Yeah,
I like Frafney.
How many people are like, nah, I'm going with the other one.
Does that make Kenneth Scrappy Doo? Just asking
Yes.
for a friend.
yes.
That's not even a question. That's just like, yes.
Or Scrappy.
R.I.P. So last week, Julian almost got away with it if it wasn't for these meddling kids and their damn dog.
Excellent segue.
I thought so. I thought so. I get it
Spent
once,
the
right?
whole
Every
intro thinking
67.
about that.
What?
He spent the whole intro thinking about that.
I had extra time because I didn't have to introduce people around the room. I had extra time to think of really good content. It was great. But yeah, you guys broke through the seal that was in this underground room deep within the sewers of Indianapolis. After breaking those runes, a familiar pulse of greenish energy shot out, incredibly hurting each and every one of you. But things began to be different around you. The full-blown kindred that were all around the room now are laid in different positions and are back to the thin bloods that Vincent had seen the first time that they were here. And a familiar face that has not been seen in quite some time bursted into the room as Julian stepped into the room asking, "What have you done?" That is where we are looking to pick up for tonight's session, as you guys seemingly have jumped timelines, realities, something once more. A part of housekeeping. Anyone have any, things against their souls they would like to feel bad about?
Mine just ripped straight out of me. I don't even get a chance.
That's true. That's true.
No, I feel fine.
I have a stain.
Hey, great. Let's go ahead and stain that up.
What's the pool I roll again? Reminders, please.
Not filled in humanity dots. So if you don't have a stain and you don't have the humanity, whatever's left over. So if you had 7 humanity and 1 stain, you'd roll 2 dice.
You just got to get a success on one.
Just a success
Yep.
on one.
I was given the
One
chance.
success. I feel bad about it.
Exactly enough.
Exactly enough not to hate everything. Um, as you sort of come to your senses after being all of you heavily bludgeoned by this magical rift, you guys begin to sort of stand to your feet in your different locations. What would you like to do?
You're alive?
I think that Vincent's plan is to constrain Julian in shadowy tendrils.
Respectable.
I think, hey, you're dead, and now you're tied in with this thing that is awful, and are telling me that I should have kept it the other way. Like, it's just generally bad. It's just generally bad. I think I'm not trusting Julian as far as I can throw him.
Okay.
And I mean, like, on the one hand, snapping back to this reality, like, I did take 3 aggravated damage, but for all other reasons, I hate it. So,
Based. Yeah, so what is that roll?
well, so do we need to start with initiative? Because I am planning on attacking another character.
That is a good question. Let me pull the book. Because I think this is like one of the very few times we've actually, had actually initiative in this chronicle so far, which is sort of a crazy statement for us.
We're not really fighters.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
It's just such a flip from season 1, where I feel like I was in this portion of the book every other week, and now here we are.
But the roll is that I would be rolling Wits plus Oblivion as a standard brawl attack. So similar to trying to grapple, but with different stats.
Okay. Bump 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 bump. All right, let me pull up my sticky note because I forgot how initiative worked in this game. Justin, do you happen to have Julian cheat up by chance?
It hasn't been modified, but I can pull it up. For
That's
sure.
fine.
Sorry, it hasn't been what?
Nothing.
No, one more time into the mic, please.
I said nothing.
It hasn't been redacted.
No, that part it has.
It hasn't been. Mind your business.
What do you need?
I need composure plus awareness.
That would be 4 dice.
Perfect. Just a 4. Riley, no, you're not
Hi.
here. Just kidding.
Yeah. I
Looking
was like,
cute.
what's happening?
Well, you have a different problem. Don't worry.
Thought Riley just had solutions.
Vincent,
At this point.
composure and awareness for me. What's your total?
Me, composure plus awareness.
Yeah.
That's going to include hunger dice.
No need to roll. It's just what's your total? This is for the initiative.
4.
4. Okay. 4 for Marlo as well. Dom.
5.
5. Wow. Okay. At the top of the sort of turn here, Dom, I guess technically you are acting first in this whole sort of thing. Is there anything you would like to do? I know you're sort of um, not 100% sure what Vincent is planning currently because he's not exactly announcing he's casting tendrils.
I mean, I think Vince is looking fighty, right? Like, that's,
yeah.
I think that's where we're rolling.
But Dom, is there anything particular you wanting to do as part of like coming back to reality in your initiative turn?
Yeah. I want to summon a spirit.
Yeah, I will allow it.
What game
Some
are
of
we
these
playing?
poor dead bastards who probably have an axe to grind with this fucking weirdo.
Like, actively, what game are we playing?
Hey, you do your thing, be pretty, and like chat people up and let me do my shit.
I mean,
I'm
look,
gonna summon a Spirit of Kin at
Force rating
power
4.
Yeah.
Force rating 4. Those rookie numbers. Get those numbers up.
Well, someone did just come back to this side and just got their vampire powers like yesterday.
I will be
Leave me
smoking
alone. I
some
feel like being
witches.
picked on. It's so rude.
Smoke the
I'm gonna-
deep weed, figure it out.
I am going to pre-edge this roll.
That's fair. I think that's just called rousing in this game, but yes.
Rousing is pre-edge and willpower is post. That tracks.
Yeah. That's how it is. It's not the same.
Sorry, I'm just finding. I haven't had to actually use this yet.
That's fair.
Okay, I need to make an Oblivion ceremony roll.
Frostbite in chat said, "Summoning spirits. Should I change the category of the stream to Shadowrun? Asking for a friend."
Yes, Frostbite. Do it.
It's familiar territory for most of us, at least.
Oh, never mind.
I think
I
all
would
of
know
us.
I couldn't. I would know I couldn't get it here anyways.
Oh.
So I because it's impenetrable. The
Oh,
veil.
true. Yeah,
I
you
locked
sort
it
of
out.
you sort of did that, huh?
Well, is it still impenetrable here?
That's a good question. You want to try?
Well, I mean, I can sense the veil, so
Oh yeah,
where the veil thins. Let me make a rouse check here.
yeah. Roll a 1
That
and
will
or a
tell
10.
me.
I think what you're going to find is that this is where the veil thick.
Hella thick.
I failed my rouse check.
Okay.
So
Did you
I'm
roll a
little
1?
hungrier.
Snorted at that.
Show me what the fucking dice roll is. No, it's a 3.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make that roll for me, please. When I was thinking Vampire Generation, I didn't think like Generation Z was a type of vampire, but then I was like, it's just Thin Bloods.
And that's why the elders think that they're going to bring about Gehenna.
Exactly. Dude, your blood rituals are skibbity at best.
Fuck. Didn't make it.
Their names for the clans are Toreadors or Riz, Nosferatu or Ohio Riz.
Yeah.
And I burned a willpower.
Okay.
Get. I have no idea.
Yeah,
As
you're
in,
unable
like-
to sort of see. You do see one thing you do notice though with the veil.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you can see almost like a tapestry where it has holes in it when it's tattered or like completely torn apart. But this one almost has like almost like a water flow to it versus a tapestry like you are typically seeing of the veil. Unable to really see the depth and way that it is being held together.
Interesting.
I hate all of that. You can go ahead and take like an aggravated point of willpower for that, Rob.
Me,
Fair.
though, not
Yeah, you, not Vincent, but you yourself take an aggravated.
Perfect.
Specifically, you asshole.
Vincent, it is now your turn to act. How would you like to do things?
I'm assuming that my Arms of Ahriman are wherever they were doing ritual stuff.
Yes.
So I would like to resummon them at Julian and try to grapple him.
Yeah. Go ahead and.
So I'm going to do my rouse check. Okay, I can't re-roll that one. I get a 10.
Yes. A stain pulls at your heartstrings as the oblivion pulls you further and further into the abyss that is oblivion,
I welcome the beast.
and the beast smiles
Um,
back.
Goldfish.
So yeah, then I'm going to do my wits plus oblivion plus 2 for my potence. I don't know how that applies here, but more on that in a minute. So I'm just gonna roll the dice for now.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna surge for this.
Okay.
That one's a 6. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Uh, 7.
7 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And the reason I was bringing up potence is that I should have I would add half of my potence rating round up as a damage bonus. I'm not trying to do damage, but
Right, you're just trying to
beyond that,
grapple.
that's effectively a dot stronger.
Okay. And what is that against?
This is where we find out the normal grappling rules. I apologize for being the guy who brought the grappling rules into relevance.
It's okay. It's strength plus
How dare you.
brawl. I happen to be on that page.
Yarp. So yeah, that for Julian.
Okay. Julian, you are sort of constrained up within these shadowy tendrils.
What are you doing?
What
You're
are
wasting
you
your time.
You're dead. You already died once. What are you doing?
What is necessary? What Malkov commands. You can't see the beauty. You can't touch it. Your mind is closed.
I want to gag him.
Um, anything else you guys would like to do while Julian is
we're
sort
in
of
initiative,
tied up?
so
Yeah. Marlo.
Marlo's gonna activate Daunt and rip one of the steel ladder rungs off the wall in an attempt
Jesus.
to get everybody to chill the hell out.
Strength plus brawl for me, please, or strength plus athletics, your choice.
Oh, I was shooting for strength plus intimidate. if you
Yeah,
allow it.
I will absolutely allow it. 100%.
Double check my hunger here. All right, that is 6 successes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's social combat or not, but that's what I'm doing this turn.
I would say it is. Who are you trying to impact with this sort of social combat? Who are you trying to intimidate?
I think in his head, Marlowe was originally trying to chill everybody out, but since Vincent beat him to the punch and already has Julian wrapped up, at this point, it's just sort of going to be the bad cop to Vincent's worst cop, I guess.
I'll kill you, and I'll make you wish that he did.
There you go. And then I'll dismember you. I don't know.
Does anyone mind telling me who this is?
This is a Malkavian who was embraced at about the same time as us. He, however, died, burned to death in his haven. We thought.
Never a big fan of Malkavians.
Julian, were you responsible for gestures at room full of corpses? This.
Is the mouth actually covered?
I would like it to be, but I don't. There's not rules for that. So
You know what? That's the fun part of my job. Yes. Would you like to remove it from their mouth so they can speak?
no, I'd like to let him nod or
Okay.
shake his head.
He just kind of wildly opens his eyes and wiggles his eyebrows.
Are you working with mortal mages? I'd also like to start working on getting close enough to Julian to smell if Julian is mortal.
So that will require you ascending up the metal stairs. Are you taking the fast route or are you just climbing?
I think climbing, because Arms of Ahriman ostensibly requires focus, so
That's fair.
doing that while I'm leaping across floors seems wrong.
It was going to be a roll, ensure to see if you can contain the focus, but you go ahead and begin to ascend.
Hypothetically, a ghost isn't going to push me down the stairs today, so
This is where you're right. Um, okay. You begin to make it up to the top of the stairs. Vincent, the act of intimidation from Marlowe, does that have any sort of impact on how you're treating this sort of situation?
Marlo, did it seem like you were trying to get Vincent to chill as well? Because otherwise, I think that he's like, "Oh, good, my buddy's got a weapon."
No. I think once you beat him to the punch, Marlowe's always been one to kind of go with the flow and see which way the wind is blowing, and the wind is clearly blowing your direction, so he's got your back.
Okay.
Then no.
Perfect.
If anything, it's making him cocky.
That's very based. Okay. You make it up to the sort of top of the stairs, and as you're smelling Go ahead and roll wits and awareness for me, please.
Loving all these opportunities to potentially bestial fail at something. What's my difficulty?
2.
3.
Okay. They do not have any sort of smell that would signify them as being human. You don't smell any sort of perspiration or anything like this. As you get closer, you can still see the skin is very much faded, as they've not blushed.
I think that Vincent's gonna look over his shoulder at the other two and go, "So it seems like we're back. What do we do with him?"
I'd like answers. I don't. I don't know what's going on. He might have more information than we do.
Do you? Do you know how this worked? Do you know how this whole thing happened?
You can see like a smile from behind the tentacles. And the eyes are just rolling mad.
Mad isn't crazy or mad isn't angry?
Crazy.
Okay.
This is the type of person who has a favorite flavor of window.
Hell yeah. I like
Marlo,
Bay.
he might be gone.
Marlo looks at Vincent meaningfully.
I guess the question is, do we want to take him somewhere where we can try to figure out what the ramblings are about, or not?
Honestly, Marlo is reeling with the idea that the world has changed because once again, everything is different, and yeah, he will look at Vincent and say, "Where's safe?" I mean, it feels like something just shifted back, but are we back to where we were, or is this some new third place?
I'm gonna, without looking at Julian, have the shadow come off of Julian's mouth and say, "Do you know?" Couple beats of silence since Vincent's not looking. "Hey, do you know?" "I can't see you. Do you know?"
Is that Justin shrugging or is that Julian being?
That's Julian shrugging.
Okay, cool. Just make sure. I was just make sure.
He's shrugging, man.
You were upset that we had interfered here. Why? The shadow's gone, so, or the shadow's there, but not over Julian's mouth anymore.
And as you're looking at them, Marlo, you see Julian just give a little bit of a wink before completely sort of disappearing and sort of fading away as the tendrils sort of hold into each other.
Well, that's not cool.
Never seen that before.
Have I seen that before? I can't
No,
imagine
I've never
I have.
seen that before.
No. Sorry, I had to think about that for a moment.
And you said that they're kindred?
They were.
You could
Interesting.
make a Intel plus a Colts Marlowe DC5 if you would like to try.
I mean, I'd like to try. It's not going to go well. Does my blood magic specialty apply? I assume not.
It does not, no. And you can surge on this if you would like.
Nah, I don't think. I don't think Marlo would think this is the thing he should know, so he would not push extra hard on it.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's not impossible. Hang on.
Love it.
No, just 3 successes.
Okay. 3 successes. Yeah, you have not seen anything like this before.
He at the very least was kindred, and he doesn't seem human now. I don't know if that helps.
The incorporeal nature is potentially still connected to our kind, but it's very strong. And not typically something you'd find a Malkavian delving into. They have a lot of friends.
No. Some mortals. A collection of clients from their mortal business that they were feeding on. But I would
Well,
consider
what
that
about what was it? What was his name? Nick?
he has a potentially real, potentially imaginary friend named Nick.
If he's imaginary, he was a shared delusion that we all saw.
Interesting.
Was Julian an imaginary friend at this point? I'm starting to wonder if I have an imaginary friend who had an imaginary friend.
Now, this house didn't happen to be on Paper Street, did it?
I don't know the address. No, it was on Blank Street.
Julian's last name wouldn't be Durden by any chance, would it?
Heyo. And no, he didn't run a soap company.
Well, we've done what we came to do. I say we get the hell out of here before anyone else barges in and we see the state of the world that we're inhabiting.
I suppose I need to figure out what's up with Terry too. So we should leave before anybody else, I don't know, fades out of existence. Head back out, climb up the ladder, wade through the sewage, get back to the surface. I'm gonna see if the French bakery is still there.
Indeed, still there.
Well, at least some things are the same.
Once we get topside and we get cell phone service again, I'll do a quick search to see if the events of what happened in our downtown occurred here. You know, the gas attack and the buildings and all that shit.
Yeah. And it's also the first time you guys have traversed this portion of the sewer as you guys are climbing up that ladder, where the bricks aren't turning into eyes,
Faces.
mouths, faces, or anything of this nature.
As far as I know, that never happened.
That's true.
Since we're here, do we want to go check out where that golem thing was?
You mean the one that when it saw Kenneth, it ripped Kenneth apart and led to Kenneth no longer being with us? No.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, no. If that thing is there, then I don't want to know about it. And if it's not there, it's not worth the risk to find out.
Oh, I got the sense we'd be okay.
Marlowe, if you would like to go check and see if the thing is there, I will await you to report back either verbally or by screaming.
Fine.
Well, it led that is that did somebody tell us that was the entrance into the tower, like a secret back entrance?
Yeah.
Yep.
And the
Teddy.
tower's been destroyed in this reality, so
Assuming that we are not in some third parallel situation.
well, I'm checking to see if events of our former past happened here as well.
Yeah, I'll turn into a wolf and I'll go pad that direction.
I'm assuming you're trying to be stealthy in this capacity.
Yes, that is 1000% the reason I'm turning into a
That's
wolf.
I assumed as much. Please go ahead and make your.
Oh, I'm hungrier. Don't worry.
Oh, I was talking about yourself. I appreciate the hunger roll as well. Thank you. Dom, as you go ahead and continue to sort of look, I guess, are you looking through mortal means or are you looking through the version of ShrekNet means?
I'm primarily using just Google to
Okay.
look to see if there were news stories from those dates about, you know, gas attacks.
Yes, it does
that
seem
kind of
like
stuff.
everything has been the same. Of the things that you guys had to live and endure in the downtown area.
Gotcha.
8.
8 successes.
Nice.
You didn't Google like tri-faction vampire war downtown or something, did you?
That's exactly what I Googled. No.
That's really upsetting.
Gas attacks, terrorist attacks, downtown Indy. That's what I looked for.
I mean, I am curious about if that happened too. I guess. All right, I'll see if I can figure it out on ShrekNet.
Okay. How far down do you want to go, Marlowe?
Well, if I don't see signs of the defender or the dead Kenneth or any of that, I will go until I find something interesting or something that makes me seem like I should turn around.
Okay. As you continue to go further and further down this tunnel, if I remember correctly, you did see where Kenneth got kersplatted.
I was unfortunately watching Kenneth get kersplatted.
Cool. You make it to that location. You don't see anything. You don't see any sort of corpse or any sort of notice of the gargoyle. But also, to be fair, you didn't notice the gargoyle until it sort of made itself known by coming out of the wall. It seemed flawlessly part of the wall until it activated. Would you like to go past that point?
How wide is the tunnel? Like, and having seen it come after Kenneth, do I think that I could sprint past it if the wall started to materialize, or was it like an instant death kind of thing?
You think you'd probably be able to sprint past it. You think it probably had an advantage on Kenneth because Kenneth also wasn't really watching and trying to go down a dark tunnel as fast as they possibly could. So that they were trying to hurry down that tunnel, but also had to watch where they were stepping and stuff like this. But with you knowing what challenge is there, you definitely probably think you have a better chance to outrun it if it did manifest itself in some capacity.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I know it might be here. I'm very stealthy. I have Sense the Unseen available. I think Marlowe would think he's probably okay, especially because Teddy told him our kind would be okay. Although Teddy might think Marlowe is more Tremere than Marlowe really is, but that's okay.
Um, you head past slowly but surely as you're stealthing along this tunnel. You go past the location of where that gargoyle was. Nothing seems to have triggered in any sort of capacity. When you continue to go and continue to go, and you come up to a metal grate. Well, it's sort of like a gated door, excuse me. And then 20 feet beyond that, you see a sort of a wall with while slightly warped due to the dampness down here, a still rather well tailored door.
And the gated door, is it locked or is it broken open or?
There is a chain and a padlock on it. But it does look like it is heavily rusted.
Interesting.
Something you do
Okay.
recognize is that the door on it does have a golden emblem mounted to the door of two swords that are sort of crossing, reflecting the clan symbol of Ventru.
Interesting. Okay. Since it's looking like it's still locked, it may still be their territory. So I will not push it on my own, and I will turn around and head back.
Okay. You turn around and head back. Once again, still stealthing your way through. You again pass through warily, but you pass through and nothing seems to have triggered before you head back into the main area. Vincent and Dom, did you guys wait for him to return before continuing to heading back up to head it back together, or did you guys head up without him?
My plan was to get out of the sewer mostly
Yep.
so I could check what's
I
going
wouldn't
on.
expect you to wait for me.
I was just curious.
Yeah, I don't think I'm waiting. I
Okay.
think I'm going up as well.
Cool. Marlo, I'm assuming you're shifting back into humanoid form to climb the large ladder.
Yeah, once I
Yeah.
once I have to, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Vincent and Dom, it takes about 10-ish minutes after you guys make it to the surface. Marlo also resurfaces.
Find the answers you seek.
Something down there. I'll relate what I found.
Interesting.
No unfortunate remains.
Yeah, no unfortunate remains. Didn't see any sign of the Guardian, but that could have just been because I was stealthier than Kenneth was. And it was rusted out, so could be Could be old, but didn't feel like trying to break into a place that might be used for no real purpose.
Probably a wise decision.
Somebody has to make them.
So are you clear of your curse?
I believe so.
Seems like it. I don't know how we would contact Pestilence to ask.
My hope is that we'll find out when they simply never show up to ask us to do something again.
That's less fun.
We have
Listen,
drastically different ideas of fun.
Would I appreciate and do my very best to record a thank you if it was ever offered? 100%. But do I think that it's worth the exposure to potentially get that? No.
I don't know. I think it bought us a certain amount of notoriety.
I agree, but I am not going to make that purchase again, I don't think. Was I able to, so I was able to access my phone. Do you need me to roll anything on TrekNet to try to determine, like, did the vampire-y stuff that we remember also happen here?
No, you don't have to roll anything as long as you're able to access your phone. You connect to the application once more. And yes, all kindred related activities have occurred.
Including the shooting at the Succubus Club and...
Yes, including the shooting at the Succubus Club. Yes.
Okay. It is starting to look like this is Indianapolis Prime. Or whatever weird universe number the one that we think about would get in whatever the Marvel situation is. I don't know enough about that stuff except that it's a thing.
For a very brief second, I was like, what does Transformers have to do with any of this?
Indianapolis Prime.
This is the part where Indianapolis shapeshifts into a truly gigantic robot.
That's what I'm saying. The entire city line's actually just a spine on this giant robot that stands up. The middle is just a monument.
Out of curiosity, is our car here?
No, it is not here.
I'll call an Uber.
I can maybe do you one better. I'd like to call my Uber.
Which one?
Simon.
Oh, okay.
Which one, he asks.
Well, I now have two.
Exactly.
But if he's all the way in Terre Haute, he's got to drive to Indy.
Yeah? Are you worried about getting bored or something? I don't want to be on any records of being here.
Okay.
Or, you know what? You could call an Uber. I'm hungry, so.
I'm hungry too.
All right, yeah, call an Uber. Never mind. It's fine.
Okay.
How close are we to Teddy?
Teddy
When we
is
pop out of the screen.
also, I mean, probably a few blocks away from
Yeah, I'll
his
swing by.
penthouse.
I'm curious to see if he remembers any of the prior conversation.
Okay.
Which you're
Are we-
welcome to do off screen if you want to do off screen.
Okay.
I'll find my way back to the club. You guys go ahead.
Okay. So I guess, Dom, do you want to split an Uber? And I guess related question, do you want to split an Uber?
Yeah. You can go first, though. I'll take the leftovers.
Okay. Perfect.
Duly noted. Dom is into sloppy seconds.
I just, like it more like kind of cooled down a little bit. Less alive.
It's fair.
Sort of like an American beer. It's like it's colder than the rest of the world drinks it.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we'll get an Uber, eat an Uber, and then go home in said Uber's car.
That's fair. All things easy enough to do. How much are you wanting to reduce hunger by?
I mean, I was only planning on reducing it by 2, but I guess, Dom, do you need me to reduce it by 3?
No, I'll take him the rest of the way home.
Okay, great. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll just do 2.
Okay. 2, and then Dom, you're going down all the way down to 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eating good in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice he kind of had a almost like a Cajun flavor?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was like you know, so you eat with your nose too. I wasn't sure if it was just like the scent or what, but no, it was
No,
good.
something. Yeah, it was very tasty.
Drive home, drop the car in the river.
Um, you drop it straight into the river.
I figured you'd send it to your chop shop and get rid of it.
Well, they can get rid of the car. I was thinking about the cargo.
Can't you, do your little.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I can, if I get hungrier, the fact that once again my insides got tried to get pulled to being my outsides as we were transitioning back here, like it could be problematic in the morning. So
Gotcha.
I'm really trying to conserve at the moment.
Okay. I mean, we could just put the body in a dumpster.
Sure. I'm also fine with this.
We'll find a restaurant dumpster and kind of shove him in the bottom.
Sure. Easy enough to do.
I go and get a trash bag, come back, then come back with a heavier trash bag.
It's really crazy how heavy skeletons are.
It's a lot of dead weight.
Yeah. See what you did there.
All right. Let's go home.
Yeah, it's been a stinky night.
It'd be roughly about the same time that the 3 of you would all sort of arrive at the Succubus Club, roughly the same time, between the time that it took for Marlo to go have the conversation with Teddy and for you guys to have some Uber Eats. I shamelessly stole that from Warren. Warren takes definitely 100% credit for that. But Marlo, you get every single inclination that there was no conversation that you just had with this individual. Bringing up a lot of the last time you guys spoke was a while ago when you guys first met. He's asking how the ritual went on getting this stuff taken care of. But no sort of recollection of your guys' conversation or a nice skin sample of yours.
Well, hey, that took care of itself then. Well, in that case, I will politely answer the questions, thank him, and let him know that if any of his horseman friends are ever looking for a favor again, I might be interested. And that I speak for Vincent on that too. I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
He just nods happily. Duly noted, making a note. 1 second.
To be clear, Marlowe also does not want to once again have the mark and be like in their debt. But if they wanted, you know, to be in a position to grant a favor, that might be handy.
Sure.
I'm sure it won't lead to unintended consequences and once again being in debt.
Never does.
Usually does.
Nothing
Sometimes
bad can happen. It can only good happen.
Marlowe makes nothing but good decisions.
As you guys begin to sort of reconvene at the Succubus Club, we sort of shift our view to downtown Indianapolis. At the intersection of North Capitol Avenue and West 16th Street, an ambulance pulls out of a hospital onto 16th Street, blocking it off. A large van sitting behind a truck begins to nudge it slowly but surely forward, where a large dirt truck begins to floor it and slam into a vehicle. You see Fairfield thrown around inside the vehicle. The truck that's carrying a load of dirt. And as you begin to see the dirt, you see the dirt shift and move after the collision. As these unbirthed individuals sort of climb up out of the dirt pile and begin to pull Fairfield out of his vehicle. We begin to see sort of a shift where in the middle of everything that's going on, Fairfield's phone falls to the ground. And in complete open area, no service. Fairfield pushes most of these things off of them or have defeated them in some capacity or another with the sheer strength that Fairfield has. Definitely bitten, scratched, and bruised heavily from this, but still able to sort of pull themselves from the wreckage in the grasp of these unbirthed. Out of nowhere, you see a punch come from out of the shadows, and a single punch knocks Fairfield straight into torpor. As you see one arm sort of reach out of the shadows, covered in tattoos, pull in one strong pull, Fairfield's head is ripped completely off.
Wow.
As you just see the spider with a big grin on his face disappear back into the shadows. We head back into the Succubus Club, music raving through.
I feel like I could shower for a week and still not feel clean.
Vincent does have Simon meet him at the club with a change of clothes. Since his initial change of clothes was in the car that's not here. And then is going to send Simon basically to check on Terry and make sure that Terry's didn't just like get teleported out with all of the new supernatural knowledge and is now being a problem.
Hey, you know everything that I just told you that we're having TLDR on?
I was planning on having a longer conversation with you about it after, and then we didn't get a chance.
You do see that Terry is seeming to be working at the bar.
I agree. I think I could shower for at least the rest of the week, but we don't have those somewhere here, do we, at the club?
Of course. Upstairs.
I guess I've never been. That's a good idea, and I think we should go do that. We all smell.
Some more
And-
than others. I look at the one that went adding around barehanded in the sewers.
And my assumption is that Riley's family nature is not going to rest well with us coming in smelling like a sewer.
Indeed. We'll take the service elevator. That way we can bypass their office and I'll get a quick shower in. I can have extra clothes brought up. I have all your sizes, so just in case.
Creepy, but effective.
Well, in case we throw another shindig and costume changes are required. You know how Riley loves a good spectacle.
Yes. It's just distressing to know that somebody knows my clothing sizes without me having to stand for a measurement.
I mean, I took my best guess, but I'm usually really good at that.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go do the thing. I think creepy but effective is just your brand. I'm going to not complain about it.
The t-shirt says creepy but effective.
Slimy yet satisfy.
No. That's why we're going to shower.
Yes.
Ew.
But yeah, I guess some amount of time later, the rest of the coterie would arrive, damp but clean, at Riley's office.
Has
A
Riley
strong but pleasant rap on the door.
Has Riley gotten back yet?
Yes, Riley, you are indeed back and in your office.
Awesome. I'm gonna be sitting there looking at just, I guess, the calendar for the club itself, just events and things that are going on. Thank you, Elodie. So, but when the knock happens, just kind of absentmindedly, come on in. And when you all enter, Riley looks the same, but much more gaunt, if that makes sense. Just more. They're still beautiful, don't get me wrong. It's more angular, more of a predator. There's just something to them. Maybe the eyes are a little darker, a little glossier, like a little glassier. Maybe kind of sunken cheeks a little bit, that kind of stuff.
Are you feeling all right, my bear?
I'm feeling great.
You're looking fabulous.
Thank you. I have been doing some thinking, and there's something I would like to float past you. Past all of you, even. I mean, if you have a minute. I don't know what
Of
y'all have been
course.
up to this evening. You smell
For
good.
you, we have all the time.
Y'all smell great, by the way. I appreciate it.
I guess before we go into any sort of future plans, do you remember our friend Brink, the Ventru?
Brink's a Toreador. Well, at least
And
I like. No, you're right. He was a Ventrue, wasn't he? I'm just so used to him being a Toreador. Is he a Toreador again?
I believe so. I guess the true test would be, since I don't think that you were ever exposed in our fever dream, um, do you remember Kenneth, the Nosferatu?
Yeah, love that guy.
Then I do believe that Brink is back the way that we knew him before, as is everything else.
That would absolutely explain why it felt like I just got punched straight in the spine earlier, like multiple times. So your sewer escapade was successful?
Yes.
That would explain why you smell good. Thank you for showering before you came to see me.
We used the club soaps, so I'm not surprised to hear that that's a scent that you're in
Oh.
favor of.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to have a bad soap here. um and also before we talk future, I am prepared to I'm prepared to resolve the situation that we had.
Oh, certainly.
So I believe after this, if you could point me in the direction or take me there or however that needs to function or bring her here or whatever.
I think it would be
Um,
best if I take you to her.
Okay, perfect. Then we can resolve that and one less end to be dangled.
I'll be interested to find out if that's still a situation.
You make a valid
Fair.
point.
On the other side.
Fair.
Interesting.
Huh. Cool.
So you might have
Okay.
done all that for nothing.
Find out. No, I've been thinking if we have a minute to chat as a little family, that we've been, especially now if we're home, um, we've been lucky that nobody's decided to get uppity and try to kick down our doors outside of the spider taking his shot, or even if it's one of his assets that went rogue and took a shot at not us but people here. So I believe it's time that we establish stronger borders, if that is if that tracks.
I agree. I think that we'll need the mortals to be able to help with that. But
Yeah. And it
it
makes
seems like
sense.
maybe you're referring to something else.
We've I can't help shaking the feeling, and I realize that I am a toddler screaming at the sun about this. How, like, we've already dealt with we've been told we've dealt with the spider situation and all of that. If we're back home, then awesome. We have our contracts in place and everything to be running the Grove as well. But is that enough security? Is that enough just deterrent? Do you know, like, does that follow? I feel like I'm all over the place. Um, so I just am curious to know what y'all would think about how to, like, obviously, yes, it makes total sense to win hearts and minds of mortals to establish a deeper root, but thoughts, feelings, ideas on how to better that situation or even expand our borders.
I don't know that I was referring to hearts and minds as much as leveraging existing infrastructure.
Fair.
Where there are boots on the ground and where there are people with guns, have them be our boots and our people with guns.
Yes. Fair. Okay. Here for that.
But
Marlo,
I
any-
suppose I'm not sure, shy of choosing some unfortunate souls to make examples of and to establish that we're not to be trifled with, or making some powerful allies similarly to send the message that if people come after us, they're coming after our allies as well, then is there some I guess I'm not sure what more we could be doing.
then would it be more worthwhile to put more resources into what we are currently doing?
My Baron, if I may ask, what is your end game? Power? Wealth?
Security.
Loyalty? Security?
It has recently come to my attention. I feel like it's something I've just been dancing around this whole time, that outside of the coterie, I am the smallest of fish in such a vast ocean. And that makes me nervous. I don't know what the change was.
Well, I suppose it's worth noting that you do, for one reason or another, swim alongside one of the more threatening sharks in the ocean.
Fair. I don't know. That just this looming feeling of threat, if you will. And I could be jumping at shadows. So
I've
that's why I
certainly
bring it
felt
up.
it as well. I'm not suggesting that you are jumping at shadows. The feeling of threat that you're referring to is why I wanted to make the deal with the horsemen to begin with. Was it tied us to powerful people.
Correct.
And since when we're alone out in the night, we're essentially fair game, that felt like security.
Maybe this feeling is coming from the fact that your portion of that is done. So
Agreed.
that tie is, it's like knowing someone who has a strong older brother. But now that brother's moved off to college and is 2 states over. So what are they going to do about it?
Right.
Okay. I'll
Do we find a new older brother?
potentially. Depends on the costs and stake and all that kind of stuff that goes with it.
Do we know the status of Baron Hill at the moment?
Don't believe so. I think last I knew she was just kind of chilling doing her thing, and like before we got zooted somewhere else.
Part of why I think we were willing to make the gamble to set ourselves up here was that Baron Hill owed a couple of us a relatively significant favor.
It's true.
So, and I don't think that there's a more terrifying older sister that I've met. So,
Touche, touche. Okay. Well, that's what I had. I appreciate it. Is there any new old business that we need to discuss?
Sir,
Yes.
I've just been notified that Miss Chin has just made it to the property,
Awesome.
wishing to speak with you.
Awesome. Okay. And we can do that. Is Miss Chen, is she kindred? I
Yes.
can't remember. Okay. Perfect.
She is, as far as I'm aware, Sabat.
Yes. Figured anybody tied to the spider would be. So, okay. Well, looks like there's a conversation to be had. Um, cool. And Dom, if you could set up space.
Certainly. Slip
Perfect.
out of the office and get a room prepped.
So, I don't know why I felt weird saying this in front of Dom. And I feel like it maybe should have been switched. It should feel weird saying this in front of you and not Dom. I'm getting worse and worse feelings about Eva.
Oh,
Just in the other time, in the other continuity, whatever the hell, um, sh- she was off her fucking gourd. So it's like, is she one bad day away from just going on a fucking rampage and we all get got anyway?
I don't know. You may have a clearer insight into her than I do, but I I suppose I have no reason to believe that that's not true, but I have no reason to believe that that's more true than that Baron Brink will suddenly become a Ventru.
Fair. Just Brink becoming a Ventru doesn't come with an antediluvian and a fist coming through somebody's chest at mock Jesus from who knows where.
I agree. And if what you're saying is that, perhaps having all of our eggs in one basket is too risky in case that basket goes insane, it does belong to a Bruja, um, then I think that's reasonable.
I think we just might need to look into diversifying our portfolio a little bit more.
I agree. Do you have any candidates?
How diverse are we talking, my bear? Movement diverse or tower diverse?
Or Miss Chen diverse?
That would be really diverse.
That'd be incredibly diverse.
There was a werewolf here not that long ago.
I know.
Could be anybody.
Could be. You know what? Just cut ties to the rest of Kindred, and we're leech based wolves now. Yeah. No, not at
No,
all.
that does seem sort of like taking all of our investment out of one portfolio and putting it entirely into a separate one.
Exactly.
Into a garbage can and tossing a match in.
That's
Uh-huh.
sort of anti diversification.
Exactly.
Let's take all our money and invest it in Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Those are on the up. Before he left, and once since then, I had a conversation with the Prince of Chicago that was very incredibly. We got you. If you all you gotta say is the word, and we got you. And sent from all of the falling through reality, that kind of stability seems nice. But again, I don't know if I'm just crisising or if that's a real thought that I'm having.
I think it's worth investigating. I suppose my question would be, are you looking for allies in the tower, or are you looking to become the tower?
That's the question. Could we have one without the other?
I don't know.
Maybe that's a question for Dom, given his experience. But I don't want to keep Miss Chen waiting. So
Oh, yeah, that would be a very bad idea.
that would be just rude. I swear I'm not crazy, but crazy people would say I swear I'm not crazy. So just
If you are, then this will seem more rational when I say it, but I need to go find out if Terry remembers anything that happened in the last 24 hours. And if so, I need to provide him with some context. And if not, maybe I need to insulate against that happening again.
it might be a little helpful to bring him a little further into the know just in case.
It does mean that there are more potential leaks from people who aren't careful. I worry that Terry is not careful.
And put the fear of us in him.
I guess I will.
Marlo looks at Vincent. Did we bury the lead and neglect to discuss Julian?
We did neglect to discuss Julian.
We could
What?
do that after Miss Jen.
As we
But
have
we
this,
ran into Julian. He's maybe mad. We'll tell you later. We'll tell you later.
Fuck you! Oh yeah, and that's like walking backwards out of the office. Like fucking okay, shit.
He's doing poorly. We'll tell you later.
He better be doing
Maybe.
poorly. I mourned that guy.
as the Riley sort of walks backwards out of the office, the screen sort of follows by and pans into a wall, into a glass window that says Sideline Bar and Grill. We see people hanging out, laughing, watching the game, watching a news story of live footage of this car accident. When you see a eruption of fire pour out as the window and glass shatters, as Sidelines the bar explodes. You see Eva make it out of the back of the bar, hop into her car, and begin driving very fast out of the parking lot. A chase ensues between an unmarked car and Eva's before Eva loses control of the vehicle. And in a familiar fashion, as the car sort of tumbles a couple of times before landing in a ditch, as it sort of lands in the ditch, she uses the momentum and her celerity to sort of walk with the vehicle and it take a lot of the damage to herself off of it. Begins to get to a fist fight one-on-one with an individual who has a black ski mask pull over them. Punches blow between the two of them before a heavily bruised and broken Eva, as you can see a punch lands and you hear the loud shattering of just the entirety of your shoulder just crumples underneath the pressure of this punch. As she sort of lays down, the masked individual walks up, pulls a gun. As we see, and as they extend out the gun, you see the tattoos, just a little bit of them, on the sleeve once more, and put 3 rounds into Eva. Straight through the dome. there's someone on the side sort of recording this whole scenario. Before we see a zoom in on the phone as that file is sent to an unknown number. As the phone closes, we now see just an empty black scene. It sort of, the camera pans again to the right, and we see the opening as Riley sort of opens the door into this meeting room with Mrs. Chen.
Riley.
Miss
She stands up
Chen.
and crosses and kisses you on both cheeks. It's a warm hug.
I will return the gesture.
It is so good to see you.
It's always lovely to see you, Mrs. Chen. I hope you don't mind that my associate Marlo joins us.
I do think it would probably be more appropriate if you and I had this conversation in private.
Okay, totally fine. Marlo,
There's information that you may feel selective about sharing with your friends.
valid. Marlo, do you mind? I'm sorry.
You don't even Marlo is already walking out the door, and I'll stand outside.
Oh, excellent. Well, what brings you back to town? Last I knew, y'all were in a hustle to leave.
Oh, well, that was more Dimitri, mostly wanting to show deference to the barons of Indianapolis with their concerns regarding past behavior.
Fair and
We
appreciate.
still have a variety of operations in and about Indianapolis and Indiana state as a
Okay.
whole. So I'm managing his day-to-day operations in the area.
Makes all the sense to me. But what to what do I owe the pleasure?
Well, I wanted to start with this little package I brought for you. It's a gift from Dimitri.
I hope you don't think me rude for asking this. Is it a bomb?
Of course not. I wouldn't be in the room with you if it were a bomb.
That's totally fair. Simply joking. I hope that comes across.
Oh, certainly. Well, gallows humor is always welcome with me.
I'll take the package. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Is this for now or for later?
Why don't you go ahead and open it now?
Sure. Okay. And I'll tentatively open it now. I swear to God, if it's a head.
It is a head. It's Fairfield's head.
Oh. Well, shit. Wow.
Huh.
Is this... There's no way to be coy about this. Is this a threat, Mrs. Chen?
Of course not. It's simply to let you know that things are changing.
In what regard are they changing?
Well, there's one less baron in Indianapolis. But that does mean that there is a barony that's currently unoccupied. Much larger and closer to Indianapolis.
Fair. I do believe I understand what you're saying. And
Dimitri thought it over, and he really felt like there was a lack of vision for the future. And that some people had sat a little too long in their seats of power and they weren't moving the needle in the right direction. Time for some fresh blood.
I think this might be one of the first times we have actually completely wholly agreed on something and not just, piecemeal agreed. So now, what is again, I don't want to be blunt, but what's the catch?
There is no catch. You have to understand, Dimitri's not part of the Anarchs. He has no political affiliation. He's just clearing the board and hoping that future parties will be more receptive to some of his controversial ways of thinking.
I believe that future parties could be more receptive to his more controversial ways of thinking. To an extent. Obviously, there's always the concern of how controversial can one be before the greater population decides that you're too much of a problem and you get, got by association.
Well, I think that, you allow tolerances and, sometimes the market will be self-correcting, if you understand what I'm saying.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Oh, I have another. This just came through. She sets her phone down. Just go ahead and press play.
Press play.
It's Eva's execution.
Oh my god.
And just think, he really liked her. She was like a sister to him.
Yeah, no, I'm astonished. Isn't even the right word. That doesn't capture the full anything. Oh, wow. Okay.
So
I
you
guess that's
understand
another
that
barony that's open, and
that's Indy.
that's Indy. That's
Indy.
showbiz, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there's a chance there could be a third very soon.
Do I need to be checking under my car this evening?
Oh no, you have nothing to worry about. You're young and therefore perceived as someone who will have fresh ideas.
Okay. I would like to sniff on that statement and see if there's any bullshit. Gonna try to roll some insight on that if that's cool.
I will allow wits and insight.
Let me find Miss Chen's character sheet.
I'm really glad you're going to use all three of your character sheets tonight, Justin.
It's your fault.
Don't act like any of this is my plan, all right?
It's all
be
your fault.
very clear.
You said wits
Oh.
and insight, correct?
Yeah, wits and insight.
All right. I got 7.
Damn. Yep, you beat me. it's not so much that it's an outright lie, but you feel like maybe it's
Not the whole
it's been
truth.
it's been well sugar coated. Let's put it that way. You're
Yeah.
pretty certain these are her words, not necessarily his words.
I guess I'll just say my assumption out loud, which is there does seem to be a very heavily implied. And if you don't have new ideas, and if you're not more on board with the spider situation, this is your future.
Yeah, it's a very, very well veiled threat here. Now,
Is it though? It seems pretty like a kind of thinly veiled threat, but
I'm being nice. Now, Mrs. Chen, I should say. There has been no ill will between us in the past, at least to my knowledge.
Certainly.
I would like to be straight up and forthcoming with each other.
Certainly.
I appreciate the niceties, but what did he say about this?
I hesitate to say, for I fear that I may offend you.
Oh no, but and 100% nothing that would offend would be you offending.
The problem being is that I don't think that gets us somewhere that's going to be mutually beneficial.
And
Because if you're offended and harbor ill feelings towards my employer, it's going to color your interactions with them.
touche. But I would like to be as outright with everything that I could be doing business with someone.
You've got a lot of growing to do.
That's fair.
You need to show your strength. You need to be less concerned with flights of fancy. Get down to business.
It is difficult to deny what's in the blood.
I well understand that. However, my employer is a pure demonstration that it's not impossible.
Again, touche. You make nothing but good points, as always.
Listen,
I-
Riley, I like you. I see a lot of potential in you. I was a headhunter in my private life before I was turned. So I'm very good at smelling potential. I've encouraged Dimitri to offer you the Grove, to show what you can do. That's why the contracts came about. I mean, this was planned from the beginning. He was never going anywhere. But I said, give him a chance. Let's see what they can do.
Is this a take it or leave it kind of thing, or is there room for negotiation?
Define what you consider negotiation.
I would like some what's the right word? I would like some boundaries, if it were, in the way of if my understanding of, I guess, folklore is to be understood, he understands exactly the threat that the breach of the Masquerade could be.
Oh, most definitely. The thing is that he's a killer first and a businessman second.
Agreed.
If you can think of ways to keep him occupied that would be fun, but not attract too much attention. You and I can get about the day-to-day operations of getting things done.
And no, I don't want to just directly send him on some sort of fool's suicide errand.
No. I mean, find a place for him to play and give him toys.
Could I offer something as repayment for these wonderful favors that have been so graciously laid upon us here at
What
the
were you
Succubus
thinking?
Club? I don't know if you've noticed that Indianapolis has a very interesting seeming infestation of wolves.
The problem is that Dimitri actually has a fondness for them.
That doesn't surprise me.
You've met Rascal.
I have, and he's very much so a sweetheart.
No, he's a completely terrifying
Oh,
freak
he's a
of
shithole.
inhuman nature. But he's a good bartender.
And he terrifies me, and we've been nothing but nice to him here because
As
he's
he
scary.
should. As he should.
Yeah,
He has silver coursing through his veins, and yet he lives. He's an anomaly.
that man makes no sense. But more so, what I get at with that is there's plenty of bigger fish, stronger sea serpents to occupy his need for, let's call it, adventure.
Yeah, well, okay. We're getting ahead of ourselves here anyways. Just think about it. So far, you're safe. let's keep it that way. If you want to toss your hat in the ring for one of the other baronies so you can get closer to downtown, if you feel like any of your subordinates would make good barons, it's an opportunity for you to grow the strength of your organization.
Riley, it's about this time you feel your phone vibrate as well.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please don't
By all
think me
means.
rude. I'll check the phone. Is it a text
It is a text message from Brink.
from Brink? All right. What's it say?
The spider's on the prowl. I'm out of town until further notice.
I'll text back. Makes all the sense. Good luck. Then I'll look back to Mrs. Chen and go, I believe that the third may be a little out of reach if you're looking here.
Oh, well, I mean, if he got away, he got away. As long as he's out of town, that's all that really matters.
It sounds like he's indefinitely engaged elsewhere.
He'd be wise to stay that way.
Well, the night just keeps getting more and more interesting. They said
I will allow you to absorb all of this because I understand it's a lot.
Yes.
And perhaps we can make arrangements to meet tomorrow?
Yes, absolutely. And just so I can really kind of sink my teeth into this, what is it that you're asking from me? Because I know you said there's no catch. This is just information, but there feels like there's a catch here.
No, just
Or
lead. Take it over. Do
Just-
what needs to be done.
Just be better, be the stronger next generation.
Yes, and look the other way when people get pulled in the back of vans, and don't worry so much about your kindred brethren, because sometimes their blood is necessary for certain things.
That's fair.
And it could also be quite lucrative for you.
I do like lucrative things.
And
Especially
if you have interest in the blood trade, there's no one better to help you break into it.
Man, yet again, Mrs. Chen, you are making nothing but beautiful points here.
And this is not to cast any aspersions on you. But if you're terrified, that's completely understandable. I work with them day in, day out, and I'm always afraid that I'm going to die.
That is definitely
But-
something.
That's just the nature of our employer. Stay on their good side.
Right. I've heard that about the man in more than one capacity, so consider that the top of the to-do list.
And with that, I will bid you adieu for this evening. Talk it over if you feel the need to with your coterie.
Yes.
And I will see you tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. And as always, I understand if you have to be on your way, but the hospitality and amenities of the Succubus Club are at your disposal. So please feel free.
Always appreciated.
And Riley will stand with just like a little bit of like formal kind of like bow, if you will, just like all right, and head out. Just outside the door to Marlowe. Oh my god. That was a lot.
Let's get Vincent and Dom before
Yes.
you fill us in.
Yes, please. I'll just send that text to the group office,
Okay.
please.
As we focus in on Riley sending that text message at their phone, it sort of sends off in this green box that goes from one phone to the next phone and next phone and next phone. And when we come back up, Dimitri and Carter, you receive a text message from Eva.
Okay.
It's a picture of Eva with a single white phosphorus round scorch mark in the middle of her chest. You mess with me again, and more will fall.
Unknown number.
It's from Eva's phone.
Oh,
Are we in the same place, or are we independently getting the same message?
I'm assuming you guys are independent, as Dimitri's been a very busy body this evening.
I wasn't sure how much his little buddy was helping him.
Bro, I have idea to kill all the barons in one go. You in or not? Let's go bowling.
it's party time, bitches.
So I'm going to need 1,700 canisters of propane.
I'm assuming you're I mean,
He's graduated from propane.
I know.
I don't think the last we left off with the meeting, I don't think Carter made the return trip back to Indy with Dimitri and Eva, if I
No, he
remember
stayed in
correctly.
Chicago.
So I
He
believe,
stayed.
I think at this point, currently, you guys are in two different cities, but both receiving the same text message in a group thread.
Pass it over to one of my tech boys. Find out where it came from. Give me some GPS coordinates.
Does Carter know with whom Carter's been messing, or with whom Dimitri? Let's be real, with who Dimitri might have been messing with.
I mean, there was this plan that you guys have
Oh,
been
I remember the plan.
conceiving. So I mean, there's a
I
plethora of
remember
people.
parts of the plan.
There's a plethora of people that could be impacted by parts of the plan.
I've got to assume that you've just peed in at least 3 or 4 different elders' soups.
Probably, yeah.
I guess from the perspective of both of you, how are you guys taking the video that you just
And
received?
she's in the video dead. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah. You can see there's an absolute just large white phosphorus round in the middle of her chest.
Full X's on the eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
well, I'm gonna need a new phone. And frankly, I'm gonna call Dimitri. Assuming I have Dimitri's current number, he goes through them quite quickly.
You've got a number that will number hop to his current number, so yeah. This is Dimitri.
Hey, I just got a video.
Yes, I did as well.
So, what are we gonna do about it?
Find out who did it and make them suffer.
Agreed. You need me in town?
Yes, it would be perfect.
The whole posse, or just me?
Are they up to the task of doing what needs to be done? Or are they
Think
going
so.
to quibble about how it's not okay to do the things that need to be done? If so, leave them at home.
layers and plants. I'm sure we could find a use for even the squeamish ones.
I leave it to you. They are your people, not mine.
All right, I'll make a decision. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. I can send Jet if you need.
Oh, they might be expecting that.
Who is they? Is what we need to know.
Exactly.
All right, tomorrow.
You'll receive a text message and head back to Riley's office.
My Baron.
Has any of this hit the news yet?
I mean, the accident has been all over the news.
Accident has been. Um,
Any names though, like anything that we would recognize as kindred on kindred?
um,
Sidelines exploding would probably.
I say the original story of the car accident and stuff like this is definitely getting overshadowed by the fact of sidelines exploding. Um, but where it then does sort of have like the background of the rubble that is sidelines. Fires, like fire department putting out the fire in the background of the building. But you do see that there is a newscaster who is sort of explaining that there was also what seemed like a case of road rage as a chase ensued. A car lost control, and a person was shot in the road.
Okay, then I think when Vincent walks into the office, he's going to say, I don't know if you had a chance to look at the news given your meeting, but it seems like we were asking the wrong questions about our baskets.
Take a look in the box. I'm just gonna have the box that Riley was given sitting on the desk, and Riley's kind of sitting away, like behind the desk, but like kind of pushed back a little bit. Take a
I
peek.
guess there's some good news.
Oh,
No.
we'll open it.
It's Fairfield's head.
That is a man's head. Yeah, Vincent's response is, I guess there's some good news.
You want to know the other part?
Sure.
Hill's dead.
Yeah, I saw the bar is a smoldering wreck.
She's the one that got shot on the road.
Ah, so she got out of the bar.
You want to
Wow.
know the other part?
Yeah, let's just assume that we want to know all the parts.
Cool. Brink is gone. Not dead, just in the wind.
Do you mean that he is gone insane, disappeared, ran away?
He has been otherwise engaged indefinitely elsewhere.
So he fled.
Yes, he ran like a bitch.
Okay, when do we?
We don't.
Baron, I don't want to be presumptuous, but we were the least in this group. If they're going after Barons, we should run.
been. This is everything that meeting with Mrs. Chen just was. She brought me the head of Fairfield. She showed me Eva die. Brink confirmed to me personally that he's gone. We have been offered. Not even offered. It sucked to hear. I was kind of told that we're not worth it, except for the fact that we're the next generation and the leaders of tomorrow. They didn't like, and I quote, that some people have been sitting in the same position for too long and doing nothing about it. So they decided to stir it up themselves. But that leaves us with a very interesting position. There's 3 baronies open.
Or if we abandon this one.
There's 4 baronies open that could be conglomerated into one barony.
I believe they would call that a prince, my baron.
All the other barons fled or are otherwise dead.
But the rule within the Anarchs is that you have to be able to keep it.
That's more or less the rule for the Camarilla as well.
Dom, I was going to ask you about this, but I think it just kind of answered itself. I think I'm claiming Praxis.
Would you like for me to call the Prince of Chicago?
Yes.
Before
Dom
you
pulls out
do,
his phone.
a moment. Before you do, remember why those baronies are open. Are you not, in effect, declaring, since Miss Chen told you I'm going to assume, the Spider, the Prince of Indianapolis?
No.
Why not? Why is this any different from Death or Pestilence or any of the other puppeteers that have pulled us in directions with the threat of our existence if we said no?
Because at this point, by declaring Praxis, we are now carrying an infinitely bigger stick than we have ever been able to fathom. On top of everything that I have learned and discovered, not only about myself, but about the kindred world this evening, we are about to become a force to be reckoned with. There will be things in place to ensure some sort of mutual sustainability. The Spider is not somebody that I would trifle with lightly, especially as far as to renege on a deal or anything like that. And sometimes a raging loon or a raging berserker can be very effective when pointed in the right direction. I'm not going to claim to have any sort of control over him. Fuck. Nobody can control a hurricane. But at this point, there is some insulation from such a threat by claiming Praxis in this way. And if you're going to tell me that we have to be able to hold it, we can hold it.
Well, Chicago is more than willing to provide resources to help us reestablish the Camarilla.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Do we get to know the cost of why we've been granted this opportunity?
Because we're weak.
That's why we were identified. What are we paying for this?
I asked that same question more than once. And every time the answer was, there is really no price. Just don't be them. Them being the previous people in power that have been now removed.
Just so I'm clear, first as a player, did you tell us everything that Chen said, or
I'll get y'all caught up with everything that
Okay.
Chen had said. So to kind of jump back to the start of the conversation, here's what Chen said. Holy shit, this is crazy. Now, to jump us back to where we are, much more serious, Riley.
It sounds are you sure? Are we sure the spider won't react very negatively to you claiming praxis? Because it sounds like the spider was saying, hey, you should pass out these baronies to your minions. No disrespect as I look at the other minions. That that might be
None taken.
very different in the spider's mind than praxis and the cam.
I have another meeting with Mrs. Chen tomorrow evening. I don't know what the timeline is, I should say, on Praxis. I assume there's paperwork to be filled out or the hands to be shaken, babies to be introduced to. This is new to me as well. But between now and tomorrow evening, terms can be worked out. This is a bit of a knee jerk, I understand. This is also the way to unite the territory again.
You do, of
And-
course, understand that the Camarilla is much more stringent
Yes.
on its expectations of those who abide by its command.
Yes. I also feel like it might be a breath of fresh air to the greater Indy area, given that I don't know what y'all have felt like, but since we got embraced, it's kind of felt like we no rules, figured out for yourself. Hope you don't wake up in the sun, and that's no way to live.
That would have been frustrating.
I would describe the most recent period as feeling like my strings are getting tangled as the marionette is being passed from puppeteer to puppeteer.
So now we cut the strings and we become the puppeteer.
Or we tie them to a spider's web or to the tower.
I think
It's a challenging situation.
I think whichever way we look at it, we end up in a spot of being tied to something bigger than us, one way or another.
My Baron, part of what we agreed to when you took that title was that ultimately, if these sorts of choices needed to be made, that we would trust you to make them. I don't think that that situation has changed, but I will say I have my reservations.
That's completely valid. I wouldn't expect anybody in this room to hear what's being said or to be feeling anything otherwise from what's being experienced this evening. This is world shaking. This is faith altering. I've lived my life in a very devil may care, laissez faire kind of way. So there is a million different emotions going on through my entire being right now about suddenly being tied to the pomp and circumstance that is everything that could be the tower. That is the tower.
My Baron, you are aware of the tower's feelings on Thin Bloods,
I am.
and you're willing to do what's necessary to abide by those traditions?
Previously, in a conversation with the Prince of Chicago, I had made that same point about our excluding you, Dom, but not to be exclusionary. Um, the most recent class, if you will, of Kindred. We were lucky enough to be the full bloods that came out of that. The rest of that was thin bloods. So they and it's no secret that Indy is a larger population of thin bloods. So when I asked about it, what's that going to mean? It's kind of like, well, different princes have different views. and there are some stricter, like, this is what they can, like, this is kind of the glass ceiling, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you declare praxis and have to declare exterminatus on a whole group of people.
I think
And-
exterminatus also destroys the ground that they walk on. It's probably just a blood hunt or a number of blood hunts.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not an instant death sentence for the thinner of us. So I'm gonna take a step back on this. I might have gotten very excited. Adrenaline, all that kind of everything else. This is where I'm leaning at the moment.
I think that this is a moment for decisiveness. I would say if you've chosen a direction, then let's go.
I would agree with Vincent. And I do think that by declaring praxis and receiving help from Chicago, it's our best opportunity to retain power.
Marlo?
Yeah.
I don't want to be rude, but what's your actual opinion? I'm not looking for a nod and a hey, let's do it. I'm asking you.
It's, there's a lot of moving parts. We're in a different world than we were 3 hours ago. Yeah, both literally and figuratively. Now that barons are dead, so this is a lot, and I think I would like to know how much of an enemy of the spider claiming praxis makes us.
That's valid. That's incredibly valid.
But to your point, I mean, we got to do something.
I think that if that's what you're going to choose, that waiting to ask the spider's opinion on it removes any of the benefit of doing it.
Correct.
At that
I would also
point,
agree with that.
Correct. So, if this is a time for action, Dom,
Pulls
Would-
up his phone.
would you please make a phone call? Thank you.
I'm assuming this is important. A very select few people have this phone number.
My apologies for using this number. I'm here with Baron Hartmore, who would like to discuss with you a proposition you had offered before.
I would like to hear that themselves say those words.
Passing you over now.
This is Heartborn.
I heard you have something to tell me.
We had a conversation not too long ago, and I would like to take you up on your offer.
Say it.
Is this a safe place to be saying such a thing?
The individual word itself would not flag any systems, but yes, this is a secure line to say, you know,
And just as you are believing that I am willing to say, within the city of Indianapolis and the territories there within, I am declaring praxis.
you see a big toothy grin when a singular fang just begin to protrude down. Great. I'll be in touch shortly with resources.
Thank you.
The line disconnects.
I'll hand the phone back to Dom.
We should cancel all events upcoming for the Succubus Club.
I would agree.
I've already found a location inside of Indianapolis where we can relocate to. I
would
just need to
love
sign
nothing
the
more.
contracts.
I would love nothing more.
I would suggest that we significantly increase our investment in security.
Agreed.
Well, we should
Absolutely.
be able to get access to a ton of resources with you being the prince and all.
Yes. All of these things are important. All of these things will be seen to and discussed and handled. I believe that specific events, larger events, yes, get them off the calendar. Apologize, do whatever you need to do. I don't care. Business as usual, we should remain open as long as possible before relocation.
If we can manage it, we should be relocating in a small number of days, if not
Yes.
hours.
Agreed. I've only heard terms in passing, but I would very much so like to extend the same positions and offices that you currently hold, just within the new princedom. And I would like to promise you positions within the Primogen, but I need to speak with the prince and make sure that I'm not jumping any sort of gun or anything like that before I make promises that I don't quite completely understand.
I don't think
I
I've
think-
got too many kin in the area, but either way, I won't be offended.
I think it would be good if you were guided by some elders.
Valid. I have one in mind.
Oh shit!
And that's where we'll go ahead and
Oh,
wrap up tonight's session. Oh, that's.
I feel like I played him.
So
I feel like I
good.
did it.
Oh, Nessa, Prince of Indy.
Yep.
Shadow Prince.
Round 2.
Shadow Prince, it's fine.
We fell
Totally
right
great.
into her hands.
Totally
That's to be
great. That was episode 67, Unforeseen Changes. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure to head over to Adventure Dice and use code JBruce for 10% off your order. That does exclude any of the charity sets, but please, please, please make sure to head over there and show them some love. Been a huge supporter of the show much before all of this wonderfulness that is Indy by Night has taken off, when it was 3 of us with an overlay that I made in like 25 minutes, and it was not pretty. But they were here nonstop through all of that and through the different shows that we've created, so make sure to go ahead and show them some love. Otherwise, guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow for our show Tales of Valerian, and we'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic night, guys.